What a trade, what a trade, what a trade, what a mighty good trade. Mighty, mighty good trade. What a trade, what a trade. All right, so testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. I think we got that going. Cool. Audio good. The picture's good. A little of everything. Right, you see the Trader's Way. Got your coffee. Disclaimer's good. That's the nicest disclaimer I've ever seen. So well, that's so nice of you to say. Morning, everybody. Welcome to forex.today. Why does YouTube keep showing me boobs? It's pretty funny. I don't know if you see those when it shows you the recommended videos at the end. YouTube has been showing me boob videos recently as recommended. I'm like, wow, really? Yeah, that's a singing disclaimer. Anyway, so hey, let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Past performance, good or bad, it's not necessarily indicative of future results. Stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk when you cannot afford to lose. Hello, my name is Wayne McDonald. I am the Chief FX Market Strategist for Trader's Way. I love trading. I love trading Forex. I love trading Forex with you, and I love you. So please come to tradersway.com and open up a trading account. Hang with me every day. Let's fall in love, huh? Do these sessions 7:30 in the morning, Monday through Thursday, every first Friday of the month. I'm at FX Street. But generally, I'm here to share my experience with you in the hopes that you become a successful currency trader as soon as possible. And I think our missions are aligned. Cool. Back to the disclaimer. Or should I say desktop? All right, cool. So you should be able to see forex.today. News, COT report. Can you guys see this okay? It is Monday, the 27th, the last Monday of March, last Monday of the month, last Monday of the quarter. I hope you enjoyed quadruple witching on Friday. That was some. All right, so this is the commitment of traders report. This will be long-term, large institutional speculative positions. What we're looking at is euro. Let me get a drawing tool out. Yellow is probably not that great. All right. So the first thing you want to look at here are long positions. Okay. This is this year. Can you see there's a bit of an uptick over the last couple of weeks? Let's say since the Fed meeting, or perhaps in relation to the Fed meeting. Some people are actually buying euro this time. I would say, you know, a tsunami of buyers, but it's going up. How about that? I mean, it's been I don't know, years since we've seen a significant increase. There's a little rally in October of a year ago. Okay, so anyways, something interesting happening, right? So the next thing you want to look at are short positions. Okay, right in here. There's a huge increase in short positions. And down, 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 down. And more recently, so this move over the last couple of weeks with the euro dollar going up, it's actually a rally. Well, who would have thought that, huh? It was actually a rally. I mean, a true rally, not a fake rally. There are less bears and there are more bulls. All right, got to be a little cautious. That means if you're going to sell this, you better sell it at some pretty significant resistance, right? And I think it would also warrant a reversal pattern at resistance. If you were going to short Euro USD, which I wouldn't disagree with, based on this information, I think you better be certain you're not just betting. Because you know a lot of traders just bet, right? Where the price is going up and they're like, oh, this is a cycle level, I bet you it's going to hold, and they just throw down a trade. Well, in market conditions like what we're seeing here, that is even a worse idea than usual. Because it's turning, I don't know if we can call it bullish, but it's out there, right? We're actually neutral, or almost neutral. We're net bearish, but just barely. Okay, and there is a change going on, right? So you see that? So the market is essentially neutral and rising, less bears, more bulls, back to neutral. I think you should be cautious right now. Okay. Well, flat but rising, so that's not flat, right? Flat meaning there are just as many bears as there are bulls, but the rate of change is bullish. Okay, you know what I mean? So that's that. Life is great, life is a grand, life is good, yeah. The beast. All right. Great British pig, great big pig. We could do longs first. Huh, what happened to our bulls? That's not good, huh? Where are the bulls? And here are the bears. Well, even less bears, but significantly less bulls, huh? Look what happened to the net. The net has just tanked. Neutral being, let me do neutral in red. The water line is way up here. There's the neutral zone. This is what's happened in the last month. Just okay. Great big pig. He's getting slaughtered. So again, what's creating the down? Is it bears selling? No, it's actually bulls getting out. So whoever bought low because it was low, because of the economic data was better, you know, inflation was going to force the Bank of England to raise interest rates, blah, 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 blah. It's sort of like that stupid Trump rally. Remember how we were laughing at that after the election? What a bunch of idiots, huh? Remember talking about that? What a bunch of idiots. The Trump inflation trade, whatever they call it. Oh, dumb. Well, guess what? They're changing their mind. Really? So anyways, look at that. Just bulls running for the gates, huh? Bulls are gone. Bulls are gone. Okay. Let's start here. Let's do longs first. Let's see. First of all, this is the neutral zone. So the market is bullish. Okay. We'll look at now the change in long positions over the last few weeks. It was up here, dropped, and then last week has risen again. Right? Here's the last month, let's say. Here's the month of March. Looking at the little gray line. Here are the bear positions in light blue. Here's the bears. So significantly less bulls, and then a little more bulls. Significantly less bears, and a little more bears. The actual change in black here is almost nothing. Yeah, so we got more bulls. Yeah, but we got more bears too. So volume went up and nothing actually changed. Not as far as long-term institutional speculative investors. Okay. So Aussie, no change, but bullish, right? Been bullish since the third week of January. Huh. It's an interesting week, isn't it? Kiwi. Yes, U.S. markets open in a couple of hours, yes. All right. Like the light gray line. Look at that, huh? Ah, come on, did I draw a person? Have setting orders. All right. So here's where we were about a month ago, and here's where we are now. Holy smokes, huh? Holy smokes, eh? That is a terrible move, isn't it? That's the number of long contracts. So since the beginning of March to the end of March, the bulls have gotten slaughtered, huh? That's bullish positions. Okay. Wait, I might have this reversed, don't I? Because it's in dollars. The brain part. Anyways, let's take a look. There we go. All right, well, let's double check something. Where is the actual price? So the price has jumped. Yeah, so that's the price action we just saw. Price came down to 69, is heading back up 71. So this is what we just saw on the charts. Longs, shorts. Okay, the market is getting short this, even though it's rallying. How interesting, huh? Small increase in bears, but small decrease in bulls, huh? So it's going up, but it's interesting. It looks like the institutional investors are preparing to sell it. And there's our poor CAD, huh? Holy smokes. Holy smokes, huh? That's the net. The black line is the net positions. So there is a serious decline in bulls and nothing for bears. Bears are still bears, but there are way less bulls than there used to be. And we went from a market that's net long to a market that's net short. And the market is more short now. It's the shortest it's been since October of 2016. It's pretty short, huh? Hmm? Pretty amazing, interesting. Yeah. All right, so I brought this up. I thought you might want to look at it. One thing I look for here, 10-year T-note, speculators covered short positions for the third time. Remember, we're talking about prices. So they're getting out of shorts, which would be what? How would that impact prices? Prices go up. That's right. And the yield goes down. So we were at what, 2.6 and now we're at 2.35. I'd like for it to head back down to 2.0, and then I'm going to do some things. Okay, that's pretty interesting. S&P 500 speculators also reduced their long positions sharply last week. Where did they put their money? Lots of money went into emerging markets. 12,434 contracts bought. It's pretty nice to know, huh? You know where I get this information? Where did I get this? Right here on the Trader's Way MT4 account. Right there under news. Just click the news tab. Cool, huh? course, the other stuff we covered today as far as currencies, that came from forex.today. I like how they quote Ryan a lot. Yeah. Good job, bro. Yeah, lots going on, you know. So cheeky little monkey, somebody I know well, is along right here. What is that? 140 pips or something. Cool. No real entry swing wise, but not right on the open. It'll just chop off the monthly central. Nothing else really going on. Notice how we started up high, we went down to the pivot profit zone, it stopped and reversed. And then we're heading back up to now we're approaching the monthly R1. I plan on taking profit. Oops. Maybe I should just do it now. All right. You get it? $140 pips, good enough for the girls I go with, right? Yay! Right. Bought it at the central. That is a very complicated trade plan. Let me go through the whole thing again. I bought it at the central. It went up. That's the whole plan. I like the way you trade. So I don't know, whatever. Let's see what else is going on. La 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 la. So 12 hours ago, I was hoping that maybe, because you see how this opened the week very high? One of the things that the swing traders and I talked about is you can't buy it. You just know that. If you're a smart swing trader, you just look at it, you're like, well, I buy it there. Oh, well. So what could you do? Well, you could maybe sell it if it got into this cluster, right? And it's going to want to stick its head up to what, maybe 109 and then maybe collapse. I don't know. 109 is pretty high. So if you see it turn red here, you might have a trade plan. You might have a trade set up. If it doesn't turn red, I don't care. But this 108.85, I mean, that's got to be important to somebody. So right now it's really a wait. Now for the bulls, the idea was have it come down here or here and then maybe buy it. And it just hasn't happened yet. Okay. Of course, if you're a bull, you buy it low and drive it high. This probably will still happen, but I think one of the swing traders said, "Hey, how about selling it at R1?" I'm like, no. You'd be betting. If you were going to bet, maybe after a double top and then a drop, maybe, but you can't bet, so you can't really sell it here on the open. You can see where it opened. The advice was you can't really sell it here, and you certainly can't buy it. So you let it go. Well, that's a different sort of scenario. All right, so now you're using moving averages as a buy, and yes, that would be fine. Okay, that's got to be your alpha. You got to be there ready to go at the London Open and all that kind of stuff. Okay. But what's the potential? Would you buy it around 108.50? What's your target? 108.65? 108.80? You want to buy just above resistance so you could maybe get 20 pips? Why don't you just let it go? Okay. It's just too close to resistance. So yeah, you can buy it at the moving average, but I don't care what moving average you want to buy it at. You're still at resistance, right? So you're here, maybe you're not. Look at, I mean, it's nothing. I get chunks of corn in my teeth bigger than that, right? Yeah, well, so you got to be careful about wanting to sell it because we looked at the COT data and there's actually people buying this, not just short short squeeze, but like actual people buying. So you got to be careful, but this is the place where you'd want to sell it. So you set it up. You just tee it up, right? Right. So that's what I had yesterday. You know, and then if you wanted to buy it, I'd much rather buy it at the weekly central with the monthly pivot acting as support. I'd much rather buy it at 108.80 than buy it at 108.40. You see what I mean? So you can say, oh, well, the moving average. Well, what about the moving average? I'm a buyer at maybe this role reversal. So let's say at 108 or 107-ish, right? Or buy it at 108, put my stop at 107.50, and then claim my stake, right? Right? Buy it here, stop down here, all below this nonsense, and lose 50 pips or be in it, right? That kind of thing. And of course, if you're bear, what would be most ideal is you come down to the weekly. So now it's got to drop 150 pips almost, right? And then you need the lower high. So now you're using the R, so 108.50 again. So it's got to come down 150, up 50, and then you sell it. Well, that's probably tomorrow, London Open, right? You know what I'm talking about? Remember, the number one goal is to wake up in the morning and not lose money. You're not looking for a trade. Okay? You're not looking for a trade. When market conditions agree with your bias, you make money. So your goal is to look at market conditions and verify that they confirm your bias. In which case, your likelihood of making money is great. So one thing, if you find that you wake up in the morning and you're looking for a trade because you're staring at 15-minute charts all the time, the first thing you should probably do while you're booting up your computer is say out loud, today I am a patient, disciplined trader. Today, I will not blow up my trading account. Today, I will not take a significant loss. Today, I do not chase price. I am patient, I am disciplined, and on this currency pair, I'm a bull. So I buy at support, right? You say all these things out loud. And then when you trade, you have, at least you heard it, right? It's like the rebel yell. Okay, take a look at Beast. Okay, this orange line is the buy zone. Okay, so you could be long in here. We're preparing to go long now. It sort of, let's say this area. Doesn't have to be precise, so you could be there now. You can measure the entry long here, or you can measure it here, or you can measure it here. It's all subjective. Whenever you want, Doc. Okay? And you should be hot to go HOTTOGO. If you take a look at the oscillator, it gives you permission. Okay, you know what this orange line is here? If you're a bear, that's where you sell. And you're done for the week. I hope you fully appreciate that. Okay. So again, with the swing traders, when this opened, you see how it opened down? It was a terrible place to sell. We talked about that, so you don't sell it. Well, now you see why. Because it's fool's gold. Yeah, I went a little farther than I would have thought, but then it came all the way back like I would have expected. Okay? That's why you don't sell low. Okay? The sell zone, monthly M2, weekly central. Beauty. Okay? The next orange line, as you can see, everything's over here. Why? Because I drew it when we were over here. So here's the next area. So if I was a bear on pound yen, I would sell it here or I'd sell it here. Well, that's what I said 12 hours ago. Cool. Well, you just missed a sell. If you're a bull, this yellow area is the buy area. Okay, you can see it's old support. You can see it's the weekly M2. The market opened right in the yellow zone, and that's why I just very casually said, well, you're a bear, you can't sell it. You just know it. It's factual. Right? And that's what I'm working with the group, thinking factually. You're just like, oh, well, look at that. No, can't sell it there. But what can you do if you can't sell it? Well, you can look for potential reversals, right? How about a double top higher high? Take the higher low, long and gone. Maybe, right? Yeah, okay, you can do that. It helps a lot that it happened at the London Open. You understand? Oil still riding the 21, down, down, down. Amazing stuff, huh? Just wonder if there's a prince in Saudi Arabia sort of looking at things, looking at oil prices, and he's thinking to himself, maybe I shouldn't have bought 100 Mercedes last year. Maybe this year I'll only buy 50 Mercedes. Maybe I should sell some of my monster trucks. Because it seems to me if you're in a royal family in the Middle East, you have monster trucks. Like, did you buy a monster truck? Yeah, have an entire airplane hangar full of monster trucks. Really? And how old are you? So anyways, here's oil coming down. It's not crashing though, you notice that, right? But what do the pivots tell you? By the end of the week, oil will drop to somewhere between $46.50 and $46. Yeah, well, I guess you should have sold it at 48. At $2 in oil, one standard contract, it's only $2,000 profit. So, you know, it's like 200 pips. Yeah, it's fine. Do you remember this one up here where we sold it at 54 and it dropped like $5 in 2 days? I'm like, snap, look at that. I think if I recall correctly, I was up like $1.50 or something on oil. And then we were just still here or something. We sold up here, we're still here. And somebody said, well, why don't you take profit? I said, well, you know, I probably should take profit, but I'm bearish and the market turned more bearish. I sold it at resistance. We're a long ways from the ultimate target. I said, well, you know, you really get paid when you let your winners run. And even though I could take profit, I think I'm going to let this run. You guys remember that conversation? Like, it's good. I sold it at resistance, it worked out. Now I think I'll just let it run. And then, whoa, the biggest drop in like 3 years. I'm like, oh, snap. Got lucky, is all I'm trying to tell you. But when you trade with the technicals, when you trade with the fundamentals, when you have a trade plan, you can get lucky. Okay. And so, you know, it's slow and steady, but it ain't going up. And it should be dropping down here. I don't have the monthly target, but I'm assuming maybe it's here at 45. We just wait. Are you going to buy it somewhere? So again, if you buy one contract at this low yellow at 45, and let's say it goes back to 55, which I would expect to happen in the next 6 months, that move there is $10,000 profit per contract. So the other thing you could be asking yourself here is, where do we find support? Where will you act? Will you buy it at 40? Or will you buy it at 45? Will you buy it at 43? Where would you buy it? And this is really what you should be asking yourself now. Okay. 45 seems pretty good to me. 43, I see something going on there. So why not let it go to 43, back up to 45, and buy a dip, you know, something like that. Okay, look at this week. Nice, right? Beautiful. I mean, look at the price action, right? Lower low, lower high in the moving averages. Targets down here. And because the central is the high, the target is WS2. So you are going for 46. Even if you're slow as molasses on a cool Georgia morning, you're short at 48. Cool. Yeah, Brooke wants to buy at 110. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we can get to that. I was going to get to that. Why don't we get that now? Oh, I don't have it here. That. Where did I have it? Maybe this was. All right, let's change this one and see if it still looks okay. Where is this? Big dog now? Okay, big dog now. Let's move it to Group wants to buy it in here. Okay. Let's try this on 4 hour. How about that? Yeah, so 109.80. I can see that. $84, and then just below that is 73. So yeah, this huge area here certainly is a buy zone, especially when you add a psych level to it. But what I said to the swing trading team is this could hit 110. That's a great number for it to be long-term support. And we could move sideways from today until September. And we could possibly come hit 110, go up, come down, hit 110, go up, come down, hit 110, 8 or 9 times. Could be 12 times. So just be prepared for that. Okay. But is that support? Yeah. Is it a psych level? Yeah. So I see what you're doing. I don't disagree with it. It looks great. Nice little roll reversal. Right? Because we're talking about this area here. Sure. I just wouldn't expect it to go 125 yet. Okay. But one thing I will tell you is the first move up will be the biggest. So just for fun, let me draw this in black. Let's say it does this. Oh, drawing tool. Let's say it does this. It's funny how that line got small. How did I do that? I didn't even know you could change it. How did it go from big to small? Anyways, well, I'll believe it. All right, so it'll come up here, and then down, and then here, and then down, and then here, and then down, and then here, and down. That's what I would expect, honestly. And that would, and this whole time frame would say is 6 months. 6 months of consolidation. But you know, what I've done in the past, finish this as I started. Okay. What I've seen in the past is like this move here could be, you know, I don't know if this is to scale, but you know, okay, look, 500 pips up, 500 pips down, 400 pips up, 400 pips down, 300 pips up. You know, like you could still make money, but just if you buy it here and you fight yourself up 400 or 500 pips, don't think you're going up here. Okay. You're like, I'm the greatest trader in the world. I'm going to make 2,500 pips. Yeah, you may, but you know, not between now and June or July, right? Okay. And the advice I've given year after year after year after year after year is the same advice I'd give this year. It will continue to consolidate until you finally give up, until you just can't take it anymore. Let's say you stay long that whole 6 months, it still doesn't go up in August, still doesn't go up in September. And finally, after the 19th test of 110, finally you just get out, and then it'll rally. It's going to wait for you to give up. Or wait, it's going to wait for me to give up. So, again. Why does it do it? I don't know. Just to be me. Gold. Hallelujah. Okay. Like many of these trades, gold started at the monthly M3, got pretty close in this case to the target. Most other cases it actually hit the target. And complete reversal, but here's the funny thing, all the way back to the monthly M3. M3 to M1, M1 to M3. All right. Happens. Is it going to stay doing that? It looks pretty rangy to me. So I wouldn't expect it to go any higher than to the profit zone. So I think if it goes up, right, just a little higher maybe. I mean, it could just be here. I think if this rolls over, I might want to sell it, which actually means dollar strength, doesn't it? Well, didn't I just take profit on a pound dollar long for 130, 140 pips? Okay, so I was short dollar, I was long pound. If this goes up a little bit and then drops, I would assume dollar strength. Well, then I wouldn't want to be short dollar against pound. Well, hey, that kind of makes sense. So that's cool. Right? Living the dream, trading the dream. Ah. So this isn't quite set up for me. I'd like it to rally on Monday. Maybe I'll sell it today in Asia. Right? Sell it, go to bed. Cool. And then if I'm wrong, then the next level is quite a bit higher, right? 1300. But I think if we were going to go to 13, I think we would be on our way to 1382 again, just because I've sold it like 2 or 3 times at 1382. 1382 is right here. Gotta go weekly to get that though. See, I still remember all this. Is that funny? Like, yeah, sell it here, sell it here, sell it here. Good old 1382. So if we break where we are now, if we're going to go to 13, why wouldn't we go to 1382? So, and then the Fed's going to raise interest rates in June, and that should bring us back around. But I don't know, like this, for example, if you look at the oscillator, that's saying it wants to head down sometime soon. So why not here? Why not? Why not at 1250, huh? So I don't know. I'm not going to bet, so I need to pay attention, don't I? So I'm in the yellow zone. which is like a cautionary zone to prepare for a reversal. Now, the weekly pivots suck, the monthly pivots suck. So I don't know. I'm not hungry yet. You know what I mean? I'll keep an eye on it. It's gold. Who cares? Okay. Sell zone still here. Look at that, huh? Do you remember doing all of this stuff? Going back, finding our sell zones and all this kind of stuff. Monthly R1 after a monthly M1. Just amazing that we hit our monthly targets so early in the month. What a great time to have done a swing trading course. Hey, it says down to M1. Boom. Oh, sorry, too quick. Counter trend trade. Oh, just great. Great trading this month. Great trading this month. Oh, show. So bulls are going to buy it here, right? And bears are going to sell it up here. The rest is just wait. Okay. Life is great, life is grand, life is good. Weekly M2, Stokes kicker, roll reversal. Right, you see the roll reversal. So if you want to be long Aussie, here and there. As a seller of Aussie, well, we have a weekly, monthly cluster. Weekly is a little higher though. This would be better up here. Right, look for psych levels. 77 looks pretty high. We're at 76.50. Well, yeah. It's sort of in between, but I think if I wanted to be a bull, I'd have to do this. Weekly M2, monthly M2. Like, how could you not if you're a bull, right? Seems impossible. Like, you just couldn't. Right? You just can't. Okay. Need your change in trend. Depends on your time frame, right? It's on a smaller time frame, that is a change of trend. Right? So drop into a 15-minute chart. Right? Bottom, 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 high, right? Bottom, bottom, higher, high, higher, right? I mean, somewhere in here, you're looking at it as a change of trend. This high versus that high. So you could say that there was a breakout of the consolidation, maybe. I don't know, whatever. Right? There's sort of your range that you're playing. Whether that's a buy, that's a buy. This is a buy price action. Right? So maybe this is broken out, maybe it hasn't. It's your call. Now, the where it's turning red is obviously a sell zone for bears because it's a monthly central. Okay. So the thing is, just make a decision. See, as a bear, I probably wouldn't want to trade the monthly central this late in the month. I'd rather sell it way up here, which is already a zone, right? So, right, because on the weekly basis, let's do it this way. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the weekly central. That's the weekly M3. That's your actual sell zone as a bear. I don't know if the last Monday of the month you want to use the monthly central, but it seems to me, looking at how the price has reacted, that maybe others are playing that strategy. Doesn't mean you have to. So I think if I was going to scalp this long, I'd be preparing right now. I'd be looking at things like Stokes rolling over, right? I'd treat this like a breakout pullback, long and strong. 76.50 is pretty low, isn't it? Where are we? Oh, 76.30. So this is acting like the 76. So yeah, maybe the next 5-8 cross long. Okay. What else is going on over here? Okay. Depends on what you want to do, how aggressive you are. Yeah, beast right there took off with us. Back to the resistance. So again, bulls, you missed it. I think I drew this saying that this is the area in which I would want to buy. I would count that as valid. And the bear, if you're going to sell beast, you got to prepare, man. You might want to, like, next 5-8 cross down off the central, off the monthly M2. Okay. Wait for the 5-minute to get overbought, then have it roll over. Okay. Remember, your stop would just simply be, you whiz, 25 pips away, which is nothing on the beast, right? You can blink and lose 25 pips. Look at the euro dollar take off. Oh man, that means my pound dollar is going up. Shoot! Who told me to take profit? Shoot. Look at that, huh? Cool. Well, it's overbought and getting overboughter. But our analysis of the Commitment of Traders report tells us that the market is turning bullish. It's pretty amazing, huh? You see the importance, too, of waiting for entries. This might have been one where we're waiting for like a 5-8 cross or something, or lower low, lower high. Okay, your next shot would be 109 if you're a bear. Okay. How interesting. It's funny to see euro dollar go up and Aussie dollar go down. It's strange. Right. Same thing. So it looks like commodities are weak as well, because you see just in the last, several minutes, USD CAD's gone up, but euro dollar's got to go up too, and that's strange. Notice this yellow zone is the buy zone. Let me adjust it for a weekly swing if you're a bull. Okay, so we opened here at the swing class, and you can't sell it, but you can wait to buy it. And this area here, weekly M2, is the best buy price. How wonderful. So if this dog with fleas goes up, great. Bulls would get challenged here at the weekly central and here at WM3. So those are places where maybe you should move your stop. And if it goes up to this area and this area, move your stop again. And target would be way up here. If you're a bear, you want to sell it around 134, and target would be 132.5. So not a lot of pips, but it's the planning ahead, thinking ahead that's worth money. Don't you love OPEC's plan? There, some members, not all, some members will extend their cuts. Well, the cuts didn't do anything. OPEC's not a swing producer. Great. So how's Venezuela doing? Has Venezuela been in the news? See, I don't watch news, so it feels like, like I haven't heard anything. Things getting better? They fixed it? Venezuela fixed everything? Can you get a 5-star hotel cheap in Caracas or what? Not, huh? That'd be a fun place to go. My friend got a deal on a cruise, and like, oh, great. Right, it was a last-minute cruise because he was on some other cruise, and they contacted him like, hey, as a loyal cruiser, would you like this deal? And they gave him a deal. It was great. I'm like, oh, yeah, well, where'd you go? He's like, well, it was southern Mexico, Belize, and Honduras. I'm like, did you say Honduras? Did you go on a cruise to Honduras? Like, look, I get it. Honduras is beautiful, right? But like, did you really get off a cruise ship, buy some margaritas in a see-through plastic fluorescent yellow cup with a giant straw, get some t-shirts, listen to reggae music? Like, all these things would be insulting to the Honduras people and their fabulous culture. And then meanwhile, you take 3 steps out of town and it would just be unbearable poverty, right? Like, come on, man. But let me just tell you, the Honduran people, or at least the Honduran government, is a lot to blame for a lot of these things. That's the sad thing. When America was fighting its war against the commies in the 60s and 70s and 80s, the commies were in the Soviet commie big dogs were in Latin America, Central America, all that kind of stuff. So they had this brilliant idea of closing all their borders. Sounds familiar. Making all their goods, closing all the borders, killing all free trade. And of course, then the money wasn't invested wisely, and all of a sudden, the poor people, in particular Central America, had about 15 years of stifling nothing. Just really bad. I feel bad for Latin America, in particular Central America. Like, when you think of like Honduras, Nicaragua, El Salvador, like, I'm not thinking amazingly awesome things, are you? Now, I know the people are great. I know the culture is great. There's some pretty interesting history. I think there's some natural resources. But once again, their governments have let them down. Like most of the world, right? Like, parts of Africa are kind of like that. The part below Libya and above South Africa, that part of Africa. you know, That part that's just been kind of squandered. Yeah. So sort of like the Americas, everything south of the United States is, you know, you would think would have more potential. So like one thing I remember when I studied the history of economics, and I went back thousands of years in studying economic history, that just like 100 years ago, roughly, um, I'm having a brain fart. Argentina was the seventh richest country in the world. What? Argentina, seventh richest country in the world, right? The Paris of Latin America, Buenos Aires. I wish, right? I wish it was better. So anyways, I don't know what we're talking about anymore. I guess it always reminds me that, um, you know, it's all nonsense. It's just all like we don't want chaos either, but governments don't seem to be helping a lot. When you think of the people and the culture of the world, and so many of them are just let down by their institutions. That at the end of the day, you guys need to master currency trading because you need to take care of yourself. You need to survive. Nobody's going to save you. There's no light on at the end of the tunnel. You know, that's it. You got to do it yourself. You can't rely on your economy to provide you a job. You can't rely on the government to bail you out when you run out of money. You can't rely on the government to provide you retirement when you get old. Right? I'm 40 something. By the time I'm 60 something, 70, there's no money. There's no money for me. I'm paying for all the stupid hippies and drug addicts from the 1960s. Those idiots raped and pillaged America. Now they're going to retire. The economy is broke. The federal government's broke. The state government's broke. The local government's broke. They're saddled with debt. So they stole my retirement and they stole my children's future. Bunch of hippie drug addicts, right? I'm kind of upset. So when you look at things, it's all gone, all of it. There's nothing at the end of the tunnel. There's not even a light. Someone stole the light bulb. So this is it, guys. Like there's nothing else but what's in front of you, and you need to be able to take care of yourself. You need to be able to take care of your family and loved ones, and the rest of the world is going to go into total anarchy and chaos. Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, I saw that. So just, I don't know. Case in point, like South Africa should be one of the richest countries in the world. I mean, just that's it. Lots of affordable labor, lots of skilled, educated people, lots of natural resources, incredibly beautiful country, amazing history, strong pride, but it's totally screwed up. Right? I apologize to my South African friends, but it's totally screwed up, and they know it. But it should be one of the best places on earth. But there's tons of countries like that. So it's not even just a South African thing. I can think of all kinds of countries around the world. You're like, this should be the land of plenty, right? It should be the land of plenty. There are tons of countries all around the world. But, oh well. So you got to do it. That's all I'm saying is, average people are going to rely on you to do above average things. The world needs a hero. It might as well be you. Okay? Right? So anyways, let's leave it there. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. Thank you for being on my team here every single day. Thank you for being a client of Traders Way. See you tomorrow.